Hello again, Ron McClung from Seawolf's Den doing RPGaDay 2018, this being number 10. Getting the questions done early. I have a busy weekend, so I'm hoping to get both Saturday and Sunday done before I get home. Not making very good progress right now. This is take 4, by the way. So this question for number 10 is, how has gaming changed me? Struggle with this, and obviously after doing 4 takes on this is a deep question. I am probably not alone in the story of my life and growing up and being the geek and picked on and all that yada 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 stuff. I was the science fiction geek. I was really into stuff even before Star Wars, which was a big turning point for me, but I also was a big fan of Planet of the Apes, Space 1999, later on Star Blazers, which I know was an Americanized version of Japanese anime, which I knew nothing about at the time, and eventually Star Trek, which for some reason in my area was hard to find on the TV. I don't know why. So I was one of those geeks, just like many of us. So when I first found out about D&D, which was during middle school time, it was during the satanic scare. My parents bought right into that and didn't let me play the game, didn't let me go see certain movies because I kind of roped up into that. And so I read the books instead, and I got into reading. And I got more and more into stuff like Conan and of course, Lord of the Rings and another series called Thomas Covenant Chronicles. And then I got into the Dragonlance series. And I started reading those. And, those are so good. Well, I finally got into a D&D group in high school. Had to sneak around, to be honest with you. I had bought Star Frontiers off the shelf. My parents approved of that because it didn't involve satanic stuff. So I bought into that. I am so glad that I bought that for many reasons. I played Star Frontiers for a long time. But it gave me the gateway to go ahead and play some other games by telling my parents I'm going to play Star Frontiers. We ended up playing D&D in a guy's basement. Same old story. Everybody else had the same story. His parents had a bar in the basement, and the bar was made up with torchlight type lights and stuff like that. It was perfect atmosphere. We played. We went to hell and fought Dissipator or whatever, and man, that was so fun. And I knew from that moment on I was hooked. I got into it with Star Frontiers for a long time with my friends, had games at my own house, ran silly campaigns, typical campaigns that kids would run. I dropped off when I started going to college because I couldn't find gamers until I found a science fiction club that was mostly gaming. And I joined that because it was early in its infancy. Its first year. I became president not long after that. But it changed me because it gave me a people, gave me a place to go. I didn't feel welcome anywhere else. I was into 80s metal, had long hair by college, skinny, if you can believe that, glasses, just didn't have a place to belong. Gaming gave me that, and I'm sure that's everybody's story, or at least part of everybody's story, is it gave them a place to go, to feel welcome. It has also helped me with a lot of the social anxiety that I developed over the years of being bullied, living in New Jersey, and deal with being able to be in front of people. I still have a hard time doing it outside of gaming, but when I do try to do it outside of gaming, I try to imagine myself as a GM. And so I'm at work meetings and I'm imagining myself as a game master. If you can see that, it found a place for me to be a leader. Not only in the games I run, because you become a game master, you become a natural leader of the group dynamic of a gaming group. But also, it grew from that into, first, it was the guild at UNC Charlotte. I led it for years and stayed in contact with it, ran games even after I graduated college. It's a great source for finding a gaming group. From that, I was able to feel comfortable being around people, especially gamers. I was able to launch into running conventions, running gaming for conventions like Mace and Con Carolinas, doing it for StellarCon and all that. So it opened doors that I did think I had, what I'd otherwise not been able to find. It gave me opportunities to do things on a grander scale than I never even imagined. It has been fun. Yeah, it hasn't turned into a whole lot in the way of a career. It's all still, leisure. I have a separate career that pays the bills, but it does give me reason to enjoy life, in part. There's a lot of other reasons too, my children, my wife, and all that. But gaming is part of that. And my wife knows that, my kids know that. Gaming is a big part of my life. It's probably a bigger part of my life than most. But then again, you've got those folks that their life revolves around Gen Con or something like that. I've been once. I enjoyed it. I would love to go back. But it doesn't revolve. My life doesn't revolve around it. I'm jealous in that way because there's a lot of people that get the game on a level that I've only had a little bit of experience with. But I have experienced that. I've experienced Origins. Both are fantastic in their own ways, and I would do them again if I could afford it. Gaming has given me a lot of experiences that I will never forget. Connections to people that I'll never forget. It's provided friends that will last forever. For the most part, the majority of the time, it has been nothing but enjoyable. Either running the games at the conventions, having a home game. It's disappointing in a lot of ways that I don't get to game as much as I used to, but that is to be expected with life changing all the time. Getting married, having 3 kids, difficult to fit it all in. I'm blessed with a family and a wife that understands my passion and tries to work around it, giving me my chances when they can. I think that's about it. I mean, I don't think my story is any different than many others, or had the opportunities to take it to a higher level with the guild and then the conventions. So that's about it. I hope that's insightful or entertaining. Until next time, seek the wolf in thyself.